So that, man.
This week was my choice in our, what do you call it, Arnold saga? Is that what I think we'll call it? An Arnold saga? And I
Yeah.
picked the 1988 comedy film starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Dan DeVito, Twins. Uh,
Yes, you did.
yeah, an hour and 47, but didn't seem that long to be honest with you. But as
No.
always, we kick it off with our news, our weekly information that we somehow steal from other people on Twitter.
That's what news is, man. It's just recycled, but let's not get into that conversation.
Let's do it. I'll kick it off with my favourite news: Zack Snyder's Justice League.
The Zack Snyder Justice League,
The
the
Zack
news that
Snyder
will
Justice
never
League.
end.
It's the greatest accomplishment in human history. Is
Do you
this
think when it
film?
comes out that I'll stop having to hear about it?
Nah, because you'll have the people about how bad was that film? How
Yeah, they'll
bad?
be like, when it comes out, people will be like, Snyder cut of Man of Steel or Snyder cut of Aquaman, even though it's not his film. Like, well, we kind of got a first trailer, but not first trailer because they got rid of the first trailer.
Yeah, it was strange.
And we also got images of new Steppenwolf or original Steppenwolf,
Aye.
and we got new
It's like,
pictures of Willem Dafoe.
yeah, that was hair flow and William Dafoe was kind of weird. Like I don't know how I
He's
feel about
basically
that.
just dressed like a proper Atlantean, and he's not like half and half. And we also got Batman firing a laser.
Aye, it seems like he's able to do more. Like it's like it sounds weird, but it seems like he's gonna have more gadgets for some strange reason. You see him getting
And I
shot,
think it,
and he like repels bullets with his wrists. I just can't remember that shit happening in the Justice League film, and
no,
I've seen it
and
multiple times.
I've seen it once and once only. And obviously we got new looking Deathstroke. What he was meant to look like, which I mean, he's just got a mohawk.
Yeah,
There's not really anything different.
Hawkeye haircut. Hawkeye haircut. That's what
Oh,
we'll call
Hawkeye's
it.
haircut's worse. Like I don't want to stick up for DC more than I do Marvel, but Hawkeye's haircut is worse. At least Joe Manganiello has like a shaved side and there's a mohawk. Hawkeye's was like he just shoved his hair together. Like it was no, we can't. Hawkeye's is worse.
Yeah, definitely. But I think this is see how remember when Batman has his dark destroyed world flashback sleep thing.
Yes.
This is a very prominent scene from the comic books where Deathstroke and Batman team up in that world to fight Superman and Darkseid, and I think that's what that is. They're kind of hinting at it and showing us that.
Do you
Which
not think that it's like what you said before about how they're like when they turn up at the boat, the Joker will be there, Lex will be there, and then Deathstroke will just look a tad bit different?
no, I think it's going to be a scene with him and Batman. If I'm being honest,
A
I
fight scene
hope.
I would like instead of just like I would prefer them to have a fight or something like that.
Yeah, but it'd be Zack Snyder going away for the usual fucking comic book story of them working together to try and fight, like Lex Luthor joining up together to try and fight Superman, which
What
could be a
sounds more
cool scene.
depressing?
They meeting up on a boat and just talking about building a group that will not happen because there will not be a Justice
No,
League
no,
2.
that's depressing in real life. I meant in the movie universe. Like, what's the most depressing? Them working together or like a fight scene in the rain? Like, what's more dark and sad? Because whatever it is, it'll be that.
Massive fucking hailstones and they're
Oh,
slow
please,
motion
please,
punching each
please,
other and like
can we please talk about how Zack Snyder wants to release it in black and white? It's like he's trying to just prove that he
mate,
is the most sad.
I'm telling you right now, it's going to come out right. You're going to get a black and white version with French subtitles, like French speaking with English subtitles. I'm telling
I
you,
hope it. See the fact. See when you sent me that when it's like he wants to release it in black and white. It's like he's hearing everybody just saying how moody and sad and depressed and everything is.
mate.
That's right.
If this
That's right.
film,
What we'll do. Everybody moaned at how they wanted to see Superman in a black suit. So what we'll do is we'll fucking make it black and white, so it doesn't make a goddamn difference.
hey, he gets the black suit. Just
I
saying.
know, but if they make
Just
it
saying.
black and white, it's not going to make a difference. It's so fucking stupid.
Mate, this film has to start with, "Hello, is it me you're looking for?" Like, if it doesn't start with this, then he's not going full depression. Like, I'm just saying.
I can't. Oh,
Mate,
I
you're
just
gonna
can't
love
with
it.
this.
You're gonna
No,
love
I'm
it.
not.
You are, and we're gonna have us. If they supposedly they splitting this into 4, right? We're having a month where each episode is just this for a month, mate.
I'm going to call in sick.
They call it. You know what I mean? I had that, so I can't fight you on it. I just had that this
Exactly.
week. You know what I mean?
I'm going to call in sick. Speaking of HBO news, though, I think they did release some more news, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they brought us, finally announced that Wonder Woman 1884. Is that what?
1889, is it not?
I can what? It's in the 80s, right? It's getting released on Christmas on HBO Max, which for
And they're
all
going to
us,
try and release it. I think it was. I mean, it's basically like it was only a matter of time. Like
Yeah.
they pushed this so far back to the point where they just have to release it. And I feel sorry for them because Wonder Woman was moderately good. I really enjoyed it, apart from the end. I think that it does look like a good kind of film, and I feel like it deserves that release. But 2020,
what's getting me though is like I don't understand. We don't have HBO Max yet, and I don't know if we're getting it till later in the year. So are
or
we?
we might have to go see it in the cinema, basically.
So me and
Like,
you're gonna
I
rock
think,
up
like,
in our
maybe,
hazmat
like,
suits and see it.
I think a lot of countries are gonna, like the ones that can get HBO Max, it'll be on there. The countries that can't will have to go to the cinema if they really want to see it. And I kind of do want to see it because I want it to do well. Because again,
Yeah.
like I say, I don't think they deserve to have it make no money.
I know
It's not their fault.
all of what DC are doing is good. So I like them to just keep the trend going with this. You know what I mean?
I don't think it's going to be the best film I've ever seen, but I don't think it deserves to make no money just because of the circumstances. If it
Yeah.
made no money because it's shite, then fair enough. But it doesn't deserve to fail because of that. They're always going to lose money on it anyway.
Yeah, especially
But
what's going on.
it's more just the situation, and I think that I'm surprised Marvel aren't just doing it with Black Widow.
Yeah,
I think it's only a matter of time.
the head of Disney's come out and be like, it's not even an idea, it's not even a thought. Because I think that.
I think
but the
it
thing is,
depends how far
they
this
tested the
lasts.
water. They tested the water with Mulan, which no
Mulan's
one asked for Mulan. I never asked for Mulan ever.
Exactly.
I don't know anyone who's been. Yeah, I really want a
Well,
Mulan film.
is free. Mulan is free, or as of Christmas Eve. So I will watch it. But like, I agree with you. There's a difference between a Marvel film and like a Mulan where everything's been changed and folk like knew everything got changed and they're like, well, automatically decided they don't like it.
Yeah.
Where a Marvel film, especially the first one after Endgame, folk are gonna want to see it. Even if it is a prequel, folk are gonna want to see it.
Yeah, like the thing is, I'm sitting and I'm like, oh,
Sorry, after Spider-Man.
yeah,
It's after like the new phase, basically.
yeah, like WandaVision's meant to take us into this new phase, but like we want to end it on a Black Widow type film. Me personally,
I think they might do it after the numbers of WandaVision come in.
you think so?
Because WandaVision's going to be the first Marvel thing on Disney Plus. Disney Plus has been about for ages. You see how popular The Mandalorian is. I've been watching The Mandalorian. I've finally like pulled my finger at my arsehole and I'm now watching it like weekly, and it's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
So with the popularity of that, and then when WandaVision comes out on Disney Plus, they might like, okay, folk actually want to watch Marvel shit on Disney Plus.
Yeah, but it's like financial standpoint, I feel, because with
True, but it's not
Marvel
like Disney
movies,
needs
like
fucking
every
money.
Marvel, yeah, but every Marvel movie comes out, and 9 times out of 10, it'll hit £1 billion, right?
Oh yeah.
So you stick on Disney
especially
Plus, like how can
finally
you get the money back for that? You know what I mean?
True,
Like-
I do that. At the end of the day, you're right. It is a business. You're right. At the end of the day, it's not about. It is about money and it is about fans and stuff like that. But you're right. It is a business. So as long as they don't see fit to put it on Disney Plus, they won't do it. I just think that if Wonder Woman does well on a streaming service and the numbers come in for WandaVision that are good, then I
Yeah.
think they'll do it. But you are right in that it's a business at the end of the day.
Then the thing is, do you feel it's justifiable. If they're like, here, we're going to put it on this, you have to spend a 10. Like, they'll probably make it a 30 quid like fucking Mulan, right? But like,
Yeah.
if they were to put it on, if they were to put it on Disney Plus and they were like, oh, here's for a tenner, you can own it.
Well, I mean, obviously Mulan was quite expensive, but at the end of the day, it's not really about the price for me. Obviously,
Yeah.
if it was like 100 quid, but that's ridiculous. But it's not really the price for me. It's more about the film, and I wasn't desperate to see Mulan, but I want to see Black Widow. Like, I want to see it. I think that there's a lot of things that intrigue me about it. I think she's deserved a solo film for ages. So if it was like 20, 30 quid, then yeah, I'd pay for it.
Yeah. You see, there's announced that Downey's maybe in it.
Yeah, I feel like we should just move on for that before I go on a rant, probably, and I don't want that to happen.
At least we'll find out what happens in Bangladesh.
You mean Budapest?
Ah, 6 and 2 3s.
I mean, we've heard it so much, you should at least know now.
You know, sometimes I just forget things, and then I say things, and then you correct me. This is how this team works.
Yeah, that's how it works. What else did we have? Because we're off the superhero train, there's nothing else.
Constantine 2. Just while we're still on that comic book.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, so you could take the superhero word in that like lightly, but yeah, surprisingly, one of the films we've actually done for the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently
Keanu Reeves, Constantine's getting a sequel.
Is it confirmed or is it rumours?
It's a rumour. It's the actor that plays Lucifer. I can never remember his name. He comes out and says
Russian
that.
guy.
Yeah,
He always plays a Russian.
Yeah, he's come out and says that they're in the works of making a Constantine 2, which I'm happy for. I think it's a great film.
Any more Keanu Reeves at the end of the day, because like
Yeah, Keanu Reeves with a beard though. Like Bill and Ted just doesn't look right. Know what I mean? Black Panther 2
Black Panther is moving
set
forward,
to July 2021. God knows how they're going to handle it. I know that is it M'Baku or M'Baku? Is it M'Baku? The chief gorilla.
Tribe.
Yeah.
M'Baku,
He's taken a higher role in the film now than what he was meant to.
I still think it'll be the sister, but again, that is a bit like.
I feel she's going to end up with the mantle of Black Panther, to be honest with you.
I think that they'll acknowledge it as well, and I think that they will do a very, very good job in giving Chadwick Boseman like the send off, the right what he deserves. I do think.
See, a lot of there's rumours that a lot of the heads of Disney were like, "Oh, let's just use a CGI fake king." And people are like, "No, don't
I really
do that.
hope that's not true.
Don't do that." You know what I mean?
Yeah, I really hope that isn't true.
Like don't get me wrong, you could probably get a stunt double.
Thing.
You could probably get a stunt double to stand in and they fucking CGI the face, but no matter how good Marvel's CGI is, it's not going to be that good.
I think it's not the same because at the end, the only thing I could like use an example would be Paul Walker Fast and Furious thing. But I think his like accidental circumstance death, like the car crash, is different compared to the whole like keeping it a secret. Had it for ages, only a few folk knew. Like it came out of nowhere. Like I feel like it's different. It's massively different to the like a tragedy death. Like it's still a tragedy, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't think they would do that.
I feel, but I'll watch it nonetheless when it comes out.
Oh, definitely.
Fingers crossed.
There's no doubt about
that. It does well. But it was announced that, just moving on, because I can't remember what else there was, Last of Us, the HBO series, is being greenlit for Neil Druckmann, and I can't remember the other guy that's working on it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's a show I'm looking forward to. No idea when it'll come out.
All comes down to casting now.
Mate, if they hear a body and like Travis Hingies doing the voiceover, I'm happy with that. Like, but
just cast Troy Baker.
Here, Troy.
Although I have had my feelings on the Last of Us TV show, I still think it won't even remotely come close. So they should just leave it. But let's see who they cast first before I jump back on the bitch and moan train.
Yeah, as long as I feel like, as long as like Troy and Ashley get little fucking cameo appearances just to hang out on
them.
Aye.
Just cast that
30-year-old woman to play Ellie. Yeah, makes sense. Like,
exactly.
Yeah,
I don't care if it sounds like her. You just close your eyes and everyone's fine.
So it's not a radio show. Yeah, I mean, it's like a fucking wow. But anyway, that's some good news. Some good news.
Yeah, can't wait for this pandemic to be over. The first program I watch is about how pandemic starts. Great.
Makes sense. Makes sense. A film series is coming back, as it's been announced that Predator is getting a new film since the last one was so good.
Do you remember? Do you remember the last Predator?
Oh my god, I
Where
remember the last one.
autism's the superpower.
Mate, just that was fucking.
That was the like that. That was the worst thing I went to see the cinema in a long time. That was the worst thing I saw that year.
Yeah.
I would say as long as if they bring it back to grassroots, it'll be great. But they can't do any worse.
It can only get better, mate. It can only get better.
Exactly, can't do any worse.
We got a couple of trailers. Like I didn't see one of them, Chaos Walking, but you did, and you said you liked the look of it.
Yeah, it's got Daisy Ridley, Tom Holland. He's appearing in everything, I guess now.
He's supposedly the new Tom Cruise.
It's also got Mad Mikkelsen. He's also in it.
Ah, no way.
So it looks like she's an astronaut. She lands on an alien planet, but the aliens are like, there is some humans there, but they're not human, I guess. But because they've got like this field above their head where you can hear their thoughts out loud.
Can't that be dangerous in this
And
day
I
and age?
think and all the women have disappeared. There's no women. And and obviously she asked where all the women have gone, and apparently they all died. But then they obviously get wary of her, so she runs away, and then Tom Holland helps her escape, and then I guess that they fall in love because he can't let these thoughts are always seen, so when he feels for her, it's like out loud and stuff, and on the run together. I think that's it. It's the closest I could give you.
Well, sounds interesting. 9 out of 10, I watched some with Tom Holland, and I think he's a good actor.
Yes, I agree with you. That's why I like the two of them as much as
I'm
Star
not a
Wars
fan
is.
of Daisy Ridley, to be honest with you.
Fair enough. I think she's really good. I think she's just obviously she's going to have that Ray bubble hanging over her head for quite a while.
Yeah. But a trailer I did see, and I know you like the look of it, and that's a new Tom and Jerry trailer.
Well, first of all, I did see it, but I'm the opposite of liking the look of it because this looks fucking shit.
Mate, it just.
Did you see it? Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it while we were.
It looks so fucking bad.
Yeah, I don't understand the need for it. Like, if you're going to live action, just
Sonic
live action.
was probably popular, and all the other stuff is popular. So they were like, well, let's get another cartoon in there or something, and it just looks so bad. Like Tom and Jerry, it's obviously a great cartoon. I watched it when I was a kid because they do reruns on Cartoon Network, same as Scooby Doo, and it's fun when you're a kid, and it's still kind of fun when you're an adult watching the cat get into trouble. But there's no story behind it. There's no
it's not magic.
It's just the cat.
No,
It's just the same as the coyote and the roadrunner. You just watch the coyote get hurt and the roadrunner get away. It's the same with the equivalent. You like to see Tom end up in an accordion and then walk away while Jerry just lies back. But there's no stupid hotel or a fucking human characters that you didn't see anything but their legs. It's just.
Do you remember that monkey film back in the day? Where the monkey, a kid brings a monkey into the fucking hotel and they run around and the monkey does shit and pretty much trashes up. It seems really reminiscent of that. It just doesn't seem worthwhile to watch. I never say this because I tend to watch fucking anything, but I just didn't see me watching that.
It also doesn't look entertaining for kids either. Because it's obviously not directed at us, it's directed at kids. But I think the kids, apart from maybe when Tom gets hurt, but the rest of it, they'll be like, who cares?
Yeah, this mouse is running around a fucking. I'll just watch Ratatouille. It's better.
And I will point out that obviously the film might be a little bit different, but there was a lot of you see it nowadays. They've perfected most visual effects.
Yeah.
Right? But it just them interacting with the cartoons just didn't look right.
Yeah, it didn't mesh well. You know what I mean?
It just didn't look right.
You accept that sometimes it's going to look bad, but when it's that bad, it just doesn't seem worth it. You know what I mean?
You know what it is, right? Is, you know, obviously, like in a situation like that, where, you know, Who Framed Roger Rabbit and
Great
so on
film.
and so forth, right? Where they're clearly acting against nothing because Tom and Jerry isn't really there.
Yeah.
And some of them are really good at, like, when the CGI characters put into the shot, you think they're talking to the character. Like,
Yeah.
But this, it's like they still look like they're acting to nothing.
Yeah. The best example
That's
for seeing that with people is the Ultron, for me. Is one of the best ones to think of. You know what I mean?
yeah, but acting like a completely CGI character.
Yeah. But, like, this is just... It's like times it seems like it's even out of sync. Like it's out of time.
It looks horrendous. Yeah. And, I mean, I've not been to see a lot of things during this year alone, so I won't be going to see that. Whether... anyway, that would waste my time.
Yeah, we'll be all with 2021 that's going to disappear and it'll be all started there again, so we'll be able to see many films. Many films.
Well, I've only been to the cinema twice this year, so hopefully more than that.
Mate, I've not been once.
That breaks my heart.
I know.
But yeah, I'd say that all we got for news, I'd say.
That's it. Sorry if I'm sniffling away there, my nose is to my tits in. But yes, we're moving on to my choice. Twins. 1998 classic.
I feel like obviously it's your pick, so you could do most of the coverage here about it if you want, because obviously being your pick.
Yeah, cool.
I've still got my notes, like obviously a couple of pages worth because I couldn't find my notebook.
Yeah.
Not bad. No.
Watching this film, for me, I feel like I missed a lot when I was a kid watching this. And then times where I'm like, I shouldn't have watched this as a kid. Like, why the hell was I watching this? But
I cannot remember the last time I saw this, but I think I was I was younger at the time, and the same as yourself. Like, I think I was obviously... the Arnie first stuff I was introduced to was, like, his action stuff.
Yeah.
It's like...
And then it was this, and then Junior.
Yeah, I was introduced to, like, all these comedies at the same time, which was, like you say, this, Junior, Kindergarten Cop, like, all the silly, stupid, like, the silly ones I got after seeing, like... the kick-ass T2s, Predators, like, they're technically the ones that I shouldn't have seen at that time either.
Yeah.
But I saw them first. So, like, to me, I always, like, I liked his comedy stuff, but it was all, like, in one jumbled pile, and all I remember of most of them is, like, the one-liners of, you know, like, it's not a tumor.
Yeah.
And, you know, the whole, like, what is your daddy, what does he do? And obviously from Junior, where he's like, my nipples are so sensitive. And then this one, when he hurts people, he's like, "Is the sidewalk was his enemy?" Or, you know, like the like, "I'm born to be bad," and that. Like, the silly one-liners is what I remember the most from these films. So I kind of forgot the plot.
Yeah.
Like, I knew there was twins, but I forgot the rest of it.
Yeah. Right, kicking off, like, as pretty much as the story goes, a physically perfect but innocent man goes in search for his long-lost twin brother. That's all you need to ken, right, really. But I can't remember the science experiment scene at the beginning. Like, I can't remember him being genetically physical. I can't remember all the scientists. I can't remember the 6 dads. Like, I honestly cannot remember any of that until I watched this. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Am I watching?
When I was watching it, I remembered some of the whole, like, he is, like, meant to be the perfect thing and all this. I knew the whole science thing. One thing that I couldn't get in my head was, obviously, there's a documentary about triplets who found each other, like, later on in life, because of they got separated from an experiment of the scientists. And in my head when I was watching this, I was like, folk have really done this kind of stuff.
Again, that shit's fucked
but yeah,
up.
I think for Drift it was the whole, like, aspect of the money in that, and, like, the actual plot.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the mum stuff, but the sidey stuff I completely forgot all about.
Yeah, like Danny DeVito's desire to be rich. You know what I mean? Finding the car.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, that all stuff. That was.
Did you like
all about that.
Did you like the wee jib at Rambo?
Yes.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, fucking brilliant.
So this is coming up for, like, not one of my problems with the film, but it's just one of the ongoing questions.
Right.
Now, he is meant to be, like, this man who's lived on an island for his entire... So he's an innocent.
Yeah.
Right? But he's still built like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, because he's a perfect human. He's lived on an island.
Exactly.
He's ate perfectly.
And yet people
physically...
continue to underestimate him in a physical situation.
Yeah, like I'm sorry, that one guy getting his ass beat, like he should have just told his brothers just to stay away.
The
You know
guy
what I
trying to
mean?
rob him and everything as well. It's like you're walking next to this guy who, yes, he's acting like he's never seen all this stuff before, and he's acting like an innocent, but he's still built like a brick shithouse.
Yeah.
Like, I would not try and steal from him because I'd be like, well, he's going to hit me once and I'll probably get hurt.
Yes, I will cry
So I think that
like a
really
little
doesn't make any
bitch.
sense.
Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Um,
So what do you? So since we talked about Arnold in this, like, what do you think of Danny DeVito, like the brother? Because
like
obviously he is a dick.
I love the fact that Danny DeVito's that character in this, where he's just kind of like, I need to make money. I've borrowed money. I'm going to take money. I'm average Joe Jimmy, right?
I haven't had the special upbringing.
Yeah, and they play on it so well. Like he's such like I forget that how good Danny DeVito is at acting until I watched one of his older films. But it was the fact that he's always got this charm about him. But then the minute his hair's down, it looks like he could be a fucking nut job.
I do agree with that. I think that they're like the best polar opposite. Like you like what you said about the Rock and Kevin Hart of their time. Like
I truly believe that, right? And it's the fucking. I love how he just kind of goes, "Okay, you're my brother." Like, sure. Can you get me out of this? Yeah, cool. You'd get me out of that. And he's like, "Oh wait, you're strong." Yeah, I know, but like, he's like, "You pay me. You wouldn't pay someone out of jail if they weren't that." You know what I mean? Like, Danny DeVito's got to sell shit, loan shark, chucked to sell in jail. So he instantly thinks paranoia-wise because his life's been such a shit show that this big guy clearly works for the other big guys and he's gonna fuck me. So he's just like, yeah, you're simple. Buy me out of here. Cool. Oh, that's my car. See you later. Like, also he doesn't touch on the fact that like when he's like, how did you find my car? And like Arnold's character's like, yeah, Julius is like, oh, we're brothers. Like,
right. So obviously, my wife is a twin. Right. It's not. They're not like. Oh, they're not.
yes, I understand that whole like.
One's a boy, one's a girl. Yeah, but like. I know that it's a film, but some of it is a bit like twins don't really work like that.
Yeah, like it's just
because
it's all just a feeling. Like that scene in Texas annoyed the shit out of me, where he's like walking about and he's like, oh, looking around, feeling his cheeks, and he's like, no, he's over this way, he's over that way. Like I must go there. Like that fucking annoyed me to a high degree.
Yeah, because like I get it, they're twins, but they're not fucking psychic.
Yeah.
Right, one thing I wanted to, fun fact, trivia time, fun fact. The ginger guy who tells them about the cars is Horatio from
CSI Miami.
CSI
And Rambo.
Like, when he puts the...
Yeah, he's also in Rambo, aye.
When he puts the glasses on. I can't do it because I don't have the voice, but you know, like he makes some pun and then it all goes, wow!
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good attempt. I'll give you that one. I'll give you it. I love the fact that because they play on how perfect the only way they show how perfect he is, right? Besides the physical bits where he just takes his top off all the time, but it's the bit where he's like, "I need you to drive my car for me." He's like, "Oh, you got a manual?" Yeah, no. Like a car manual. Fun fact: does not tell you how to drive. If you've ever went into a car and picked up a car manual, it never tells you how to drive. It tells you how a car works. I never thought we would do a
twins review where we get trivia, fun facts on cars.
No, but like, you know what I mean? Like, you go up and it's clearly it's like, oh, there's the gas, there's a brake light, but like,
yeah,
there's more to it than that. And it takes him a space to be in the car 3 seconds, and then he just flies away down the fucking street.
Well, you kind of right. How do you feel about? Because right, we'll talk about the sisters first before I bring up that part. So there's Danny DeVito's love interest, and then there is the sister to the love interest.
Yeah, there's
Travolta's wife.
Yeah, Kelly Preston, aka Marnie Mason, but she's dead.
Yeah, she's with John Travolta's wife, the one that passed away.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so that's who she is.
Like she's fucking hot in this film. Just putting it out there.
And she's, but obviously there's like, I don't know, there's like Hot Brothers and singing, and then there's the Danny DeVito, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's that.
Nothing against the Danny DeVito, but he doesn't look like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, like that's. I like their character. I like their input. Like they were kind of weird. Like she was like, "I hate you, Danny DeVito. You're a dick," and then the brother comes on. She's like, "Hello." Like, she's kind of just accepts.
True, and also it's like the other lassie, as much as that she's meant to be, she's the love interest to Danny DeVito. Like,
Yeah,
she's
Linda.
not realizing he's a bit of a scumbag is stupid.
Yeah,
Like,
but then at the end she realizes, she's like, yeah, I know who you are. Like, I understand who you are. Like, and she kind of just accepts it. I'm like, cool. She's clearly in love with it. I love the fact that like, Danny DeVito goes in pure panic mode. She's like, let's live together. And he's like, nope, 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 no, 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 I'm out. No, I'm away.
So,
question. Like, as I was watching this film, right? See when Danny DeVito's character, Vincent, is teaching Julius to dance, right?
yes. Oh, we're really far ahead, but yeah, that's fine.
Right, I'm skipping, but it's something that popped in my head. Is that what it was like when you were dancing with Rachel? Like that?
Because he's big and one small and we're doing it.
Instantly popped into my brain as I was watching it, by the way. I'm like, To be fair, she probably had to
No, but
lead,
I can
lead
understand
anyway.
his plight about how dancing with, when you're over 6 foot and you're dancing with someone who's smaller. It's very, it's kind of that whole. It does look like you're carrying a child.
Going back to...
Okay, well, thank you for that. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Okay, first of all, so one thing I wanted to ask: how do you feel about Arnold Schwarzenegger has meant this perfect man, but his one flaw is that he's a virgin? Like, how do you feel about the fact that he's
the 230-pound virgin? The 230-pound virgin.
Because he's like, it's like this 80s, like this thing about how it's it's a bit that thing about his flaw is that he's basically like that's his
He's never
flaw.
had sex. His weakness is he's never had sex with a woman.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like it's a bit on the nose, but for the 80s, it's kind of like, haha, real macho men have sex all time.
Do you think that would work now if they remade twins?
No. If they remade twins now, it'd be a case of, wait, you don't know what gender you are? You don't know what you're assigned to?
Like that.
Sorry. Snowflakes.
I think it's the whole I just found it weird that his flaw is that he hasn't touched a woman, and it's a bit weird.
Hey, there was a woman on that fucking island. You seen her when he's run away? Big Aunt Betty. She was fucking.
I mean, if you want to talk about something that definitely wouldn't get away with now, where apparently Danny DeVito lost his virginity at 12 to a nun.
Yeah,
so that would be.
It defiled a nun. I love how no one touches on it. Like, after the nun scene where he's talking, no one, even Danny brings up, he's like, I was 12, and she was like, 12, no one questions it. Like, no, it's just like,
you know
okay.
why? Because that nun is in prison.
I know, but just no one questions
exactly.
it.
That nun is in prison. They don't talk about it.
Fucking sad orphans. I like the fact that they come into the movie and they kind of explain why Danny's like, I don't trust you. It's the classic sad old orphan story where he's like,
but he's got a point. He's got a point about how that he obviously he broke into the thing and been bitter about the situation. He has a point. And I would be better too if my twin magically appeared out of nowhere and had this perfect life while I was dumped to the side. I would be better as well. So he does, as much as he's an asshole, he does have a point. And I relate more to that than I would the fucking 6 foot Austrian virgin. Yeah.
Also, so Anna's fucking ran around Los Angeles by the looks of it, just running at people's gardens. He meets one of the dads.
Yes.
And
and he's also a 6 foot guy. And he doesn't put two and two together, the dad anyway.
Yeah, it takes him a minute. I don't understand why they didn't give us more dads.
I think because it was the mum was the most important factor, but I think because it's all how can you relate to 6 dads, but that's the weird part of it.
Yeah.
I think the mum was the centre of the issue.
Also, those 7 dads all look like shit. They're all old people. Why wasn't there a young, masculine... this guy's an ex-footballer. Yes, he's an ex-footballer. His genes are going to be quite good. But where's the young, fucking muscle-bound guy? Because that guy might have been fit and healthy, but he was like a stick-thin motherfucker. Where was the guy...
I think the mum was a Heather Graham as well, just to get out of there. I think. She looks very familiar.
She's Bonnie Bartlett. Is her name.
Okay.
She
looks very familiar. But I think the 6 pinnacle of men weren't really the 6 pinnacle of men.
Yeah, 6 white people Like,
I think that obviously that aspect of the thing is like that's the comedy comes with the two of them and the story and all the stuff we've been talking about between each other. For me, we're about to enter into the weak point of the film for me. Right. First of all, trivia again. Love a bit of trivia. The bad guy, the hitman bad guy, because Danny DeVito steals the car. Yeah.
Yeah, the delivery man.
Yeah. Here's Quattle from Total Recall.
Is that who it was?
Who's got Quattle in his tummy?
Oh, aye. That's
So,
I watched it and I'm like,
stuff.
I know this person. Who is this person? Yeah.
So trivia. But his aspect is not needed. He what is the motivation? Like, what is it? Is it
It's simple money.
To be the job?
Simple money.
But that's the thing. But
We could have watched this film without him.
He doesn't need money.
We could have watched this film without him.
He doesn't feel like he's needed.
Yeah. Like, it's the whole. I think it's the whole. Like, oh wait, he could have made this money, but it was all irrelevant anyway. Like, he was just there to put in a fear factor.
A movie about finding the mum is good enough.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Why did they need this whole weird not hitman delivery thing?
Like, I think it's the whole like Danny DeVito's character's life. Sorry. Oh, my coffee today. I'm trying to keep off the energy, the monster. Vincent's life has come back to bite him in the ass. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he's led a life of crime. Like, this is why everyone doubts him, because he's just a piece of shit, blah, blah. You know what I mean? I think that's that whole aspect.
Like, it's, I do understand about his life. Like, he's the one in trouble because of his life that he lives, but it just feels like it just doesn't really matter. Like, the finding a mum is way more entertaining than just this, like, and like, if we're skipping to near the end, like, just to jump ahead for myself, it really has no consequences because it just kind of ends, and also with a joke. Like, it's not taken seriously at all.
Yeah. Yeah, it's,
like, I just feel like it's there for the sake of it.
Yeah. Also,
just
it says,
to add some...
like, the guy, like this, like, we're skipping again, right? But Arnold's like, oh, we need to give the money back. Who to? Like, the guy's dead. Who'd they give the $4 million to? They could have
I think they probably give it to the authorities. But you notice if we are, like, he does say 4 when it was 5.
Oh,
I don't know if that's a mistake, but he goes like the $4 million, but it was 5. So I think
Also, because he puts
mil for himself.
Like, he puts it on a bit where he's like, oh, say it. 4. Can you say $4 million? Just say it.
Yeah. But it wasn't. It was 5. So I think that he maybe kept some of it for himself.
How do you feel about?
Same as the brothers as well. Like the brothers he owed money to. They were nothing as well.
Yeah, but how do you... Oh, I keep yawning, man. I'm trying to keep off the caffeine now.
That's alright, man.
But, like, how do you feel about the fact that every time they meet, he's like, you jumped ahead in this, like, every time they had a fight, it was like, you've skipped the negotiation part. And it's like... Well,
you'd fall for it once, but not, like, every time.
Like... These characters were pointless.
They were nothing. The only bit I ever enjoyed for them is when they got shot and the brother was like, do you want a doctor? Like, well, fucking yes, I want a doctor.
I know.
Like,
also, when Arnie shows his strength by chucking the cunt halfway across the fucking building.
Like, again, like, why would you start on the strongest man? I mean, we may as well sort of, like, there's not really much to about for sort of the classic falling out, but we may as well talk about the whole, like, going to see the mum and then they think the mum is dead, but then the mum isn't, and then they save the day, and then she appears. Like, that whole... Do you think you needed the whole double fake out?
No, I think she could have just been fucking honest, or at least left that bit until later in the film. Like, they didn't find out or couldn't get to where she was till later in the film. You know what I mean? Like, it seems really weird that 2 strangers have turned up and be like, haha, we're your son, who no one knows about. So how can
it happens on a daily basis as well.
So how does a company who wants to buy your land knows that you once had 1 kid, but it sent 2 guys saying they're both your kids? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, it's just it's conveniently convenient, basically. That's why I think the whole, like, if she wasn't there and she was away and then the mum found out, they didn't need the double, like, she's dead, not dead, oh my god, then there are actually her sons.
Yeah, sorry,
you'll hear me moving about.
You'll hear me moving about. I might be getting a delivery today and that's been shit. My bad.
It's alright, I can keep them entertained.
I know, I've got the headset on with the microphone, mate. I'm just running up down the stairs. People are going to hear me breathing like a motherfucker.
Exercise, man, exercise.
COVID, mate. COVID. We've got to keep exercising. Run up down the stairs, run up down the stairs.
I was wondering what you were talking about there, like.
Package for China. But, sorry.
Wow.
My bad. Ooh. But yeah, like, there's some parts of the film that I feel like they were put in just to make it last longer.
Yeah, but even though it's not that long.
Yeah, but it also doesn't feel an hour and 47 minutes. Like, it doesn't feel that.
The script was the screenplay of the script was for twins, right? And then they were like, well, we need more than just the idea of two twins that are like complete opposites.
Yeah.
Let's pattern some stuff in here. So, but I do like it. I do think the end is very satisfying, where they they do meet their mum and then they have twins, which seems like hell. But they're like, because there's like too many children.
Yeah, like, I find it funny that it's twins having twins, but it tends to skip a generation.
Yeah, but it wouldn't. So the only question I've got to ask before you give it your grade.
Yeah.
How do you feel about how would you have felt about the idea for ages and ages that there was meant to be a sequel with Eddie Murphy called Triplets?
Like, the thing is, seeing that, like, I'd have been alright with it. But at the same time, I feel like it wouldn't have worked, because they just literally have to play on the same thing. Like, have to do the same thing again and just continue for that, and there was no point to it. I feel like Eddie Murphy in his prime would have been good still, though.
Yeah, it was meant to be like in prime. It wasn't meant to be new. It was meant to be like after this. There were rumours of like Eddie Murphy as Triplets. I think it would have worked. The comedic timing would have. Eddie Murphy would have hanged. The story would have meant nothing.
Yeah.
And this danger would have had to come out of nowhere.
Mate, I'm not gonna lie, but see if there's like an Easter egg at that, like, see at the beginning of the film though, if it wasn't Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger sitting at a table and they're just like, my twin sense is tingling. There was actually a third black baby.
If they made it, they would do that, but not back in the day. So I mean, what are you going to give it a 5?
Mate, I'm going to give it a solid 3. It was an alright film. It's
not horrendous. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. But again, I still enjoyed it. It's just there's a couple of things that I kind of forgot about it, and I just knew more. I sort of remembered more about the mum stuff, like all the other stuff, money related.
Mainly I remember them walking about. Like, that's all I remember them as kicking about. I can't remember like henchmen's coming after them. Weird science, half naked women, which, you know, it's hard.
Although I did read again trivia. I love a trivia. Apparently Arnold Schwarzenegger said this was the best decision he ever made, like film wise, like.
Really?
Because it was like because he tried to get into comedy and they wouldn't let it happen, and he has been in some pretty good films like comedy wise, and like this isn't bad. It's definitely, in my opinion, there's obviously those action stars that try and do some comedies. Sly is really bad at it. Like Sly should just stick to action.
Yep.
Eddie Murphy has he's like, he doesn't really count, but like there's Jean-Claude Van Damme didn't do it very good.
Nope.
Vin Diesel's done a couple, like him at The Rocks, like
terrible.
Half and half. He's half and half because like he does like action comedies, not just pure comedies. Because like Jumanji is funny / action, but
John Cena is a great comedic actor.
John Cena is a good comedic actor, depending on what he's in. But in my opinion, who's been able to do both successfully, the best is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. So
that's why I still think it's a really good film.
Will you be giving your choice now, or you will wait till the end?
I can give it now if it makes life easier. I know exactly what it is. So again, I was a bit wondering what we want to do, and I've come down to 2 choices because if this is probably going to be our last Arnold Schwarzenegger film of this
before we hit the Christmas.
Before we hit December, whatever we decide to do for December. Because I don't know if I can suffer 4 Christmas films. So I think we haven't. I think I'm going to have to do with it because it's still one of the best films ever made. I have to go with Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I have to. I was going to go with Predator, but Terminator 2 Judgment Day, I think it is. even though we've not done the first one or any of the others, but I don't have time to sit through shit ones. I'm gonna have to go for T2, Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
Sweet, let's fucking do it. I'm happy to do it. I love it. You know me, I love Arnold Schwarzenegger films.
I could watch that till the sun comes up anyway. So I'm.
Wait, so you tell me we're skipping the T1 where he can barely speak English? That's terrible.
T1 isn't bad. At least we don't have to do the other ones.
True.
We're just watching the best one.
Not a problem. Well, that's film for next week. Picked and decided. But it's always what we usually do is what we've been doing lately. And since we're all starting the house, for me it tends to not change. But anyway, we'll kick it off with Fraser, whose list is always bigger than mine. What have you done lately?
So I've watched a couple of things. I have played some things, and I have seen some TV shows. I've done the full shebang. Ooh. So I'll start with TV shows. I watched Auntie Donna's Big House of Fun, Australian sketch comedic on Netflix. It's kind of like, if I had to describe it like anything, it's like the Mighty Boosh, but like more swearing and that. Like obviously Australian, I feel like have the same sense of humour as the Scottish. So there's like some things where in America they're like, ooh, but over here like we love it where they use like the cunt word and like just off the cuff and that. Yeah. It's not. I don't think it's your type of thing, but I'm like I like silly stuff. I have the immaturity of a 3-year-old. I know.
Yeah, entertained with lights in a corner. I totally understand.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I also watched The Liberator as well. That's a 4-part, slightly animated but not animated war thing that's on Netflix. Yeah. If I describe the animation style, it's a lot like Scanner's Darkly, but I don't think you've seen Scanner's Darkly, so it kind of defeats the purpose.
That's right off my head.
It's sort of like realistic animated, like you can face, you can tell the actor and everything like that, but it's really good. Like it basically, there's 4 episodes. You know what? It's a lot like, and surprisingly, it's a lot like Band of Brothers.
I hear that's good.
Like it's about a regiment. It's mostly about one person, but it's kind of like about a regiment as a whole as well. It's only 4 episodes, but an hour each. I totally recommend that.
Yeah, like I said, I'll get into it at some point.
Because my wife is also on holiday for this time she has been. I've been obviously watching stuff with her, and she's a big sap, so I had to sit through Dash and Lily on Netflix. Wow. Which is the whole like leaving a book for each other romantic thing. Yeah. Which wasn't terrible, but I didn't love it. But again, I watched it with my wife because I wasn't going to take over all the television. What else have I watched? So the 2 films I watched was I finally got round to watching The Invisible Man.
Aye, any good?
And the Invisible Man is good. It is really good. It's totally different to the original. Like, and they've done it in some little different ways, especially one way that's massively different. But it's still tense, and it's obviously done by the same guy that did Upgrade, so it's filmed brilliant. It's really good. It's kind of got like a sort of an ending I didn't see coming, sort of. Not really how I thought it would go, but it is definitely worth a watch, and it is, again, like seamlessly filmed, like brilliant. There's none of this whole like you think she's acting against nothing, because like you never, even though he's invisible, you never not think he's there. It's a weird sentence to put, but it's the truth. If you watch it, you'll see what I mean. And I also watched Richard Jewell as well, which is the film from Clint Eastwood about the security guard who finds the bomb next to like a festival, and then the CIA start thinking he's the bomber because he's got that hero syndrome about he plants it and then he saves it. Yeah. And it's just, some of it, like, you just want to shout at your screen about how the way they treated him, because he was a little bit strange, but he just was doing his job. And it's such a good performance by the guy who plays Richard Jewell. Sam Rockwell's in it as well. It's got Olivia, I can't remember her name, but she's been in. You would recognise her if I showed you who she was. It's got John Hamm in it. It's got Kathy Bates plays the mum. Like, really good, just one of those like really intense dramas where they just sit and like talk most of the time. I don't think I've watched it. And then gaming wise, surprisingly, So I think last time we did this, I was at the end of Bloodborne.
Yeah.
I've platinumed it,
Wow.
which means I finished it 3 times.
Olivia Wilde.
Olivia Wilde, thank you.
So I
Yeah, I finished it 3 times. Obviously, the first time you want to get there's all the optional bosses, and then the second times you can just sort of run right through and know exactly where to go, and you can get to the end relatively quickly.
yeah.
But I surprisingly got into that and absolutely loved it. Played the DLC in that as well. Loved that. Fucking hard. Like some of the bosses in those DLCs are really fucking hard. But that's it. I know it seems like a lot, but it's just stuff that I can definitely remember.
I'm sure there's more unless you just keep it to the side.
I'll ask you, Matt. What have you done lately?
I got. So I'll start off with what I watched. To be honest with you, I watched that Kevin Hart Zero Fucks Given. The one where it's Little Annie's house. I think it's amazing. I thought it was actually amazing. You know what I mean?
I thought that when he talks about his kids, I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, I bet when he's like, "Oh wait, my daughter's a hoe," and I phoned the most hoe I know.
And it's obviously you can tell that he's being safe in that as well, which I think is it's wanting to give content but being safe at the same time, which I think is a really good idea.
That was really good. Well, I'm continuing with Fear the Walking Dead. I've got 1 season left yet. So it's alright. I mean, it's just zombies.
Apparently I heard that you find out how it started now.
I think so. I think it's in the new season, but I've not watched that yet.
Right, you've not seen it. Right, no. Okay.
I started 2 new animes. One called Noblesse or Nobles. It's just how it's red. They say it's Noblesse, but it looks like Nobles to me. But anyway, it's a vampire show. A vampire one. It's pretty good. You know what I mean? Fucking #1 vampire comes back. Everyone's trying to find the coffin that held him because they think he's still in it. Nobody notices that he's walking about, and he just keeps fucking people up with his abilities and cuts like, oh shit. Pardon me.
Cool.
It gets gory.
Like it's up your alleyway.
Yeah, it gets gory at times. But I also started Jujutsu Kaisen, which is one of the most hyped animes that were coming out this year, and I understand why. It's literally just Naruto 2.0. Like we said, like I said to you off mic, the main characters are literally the spit of Naruto's characters. You know what I mean? Broody guy, angry lassie, and surprising, powerful new guy. Everybody thinks he's an idiot, and a fucking blonde-haired, mask-wearing teacher. But it's so fucking good. Like, it's dark. They fight curses, which come from people's emotions, and they're these demons and stuff like that. But they get really fucked up in the fight scenes because it's all hand to hands. It's fucking phenomenal, and there's only like 7 episodes so far. Because anime takes forever, as you know, for fucking My Hero Academia, it takes forever to actually get out a full season. But it's been amazing so far. And I got Cold War, Call of Duty, and I was glad that I got it for free because it is shit. Don't get me wrong, it's got a lot of bugs at the beginning. Like, there's a bug where if you're aiming at someone, because this game doesn't have dead zone, so if your old pads have got like a bit of drift, you can't really adjust it. So you're aiming at a person, and you start shooting, and it'll shoot to the left, or shoot to the right. And I thought, fuck, it's just me. It must be a thing for me. Maybe I've not got my controlling doing right. Everybody I played with had it. Everybody on YouTube had it. All the Twitch followers I watch, they all have it. You know what I mean? It's fucking madness. This game, it came out and it's not even finished properly. More bugs and everything. Zombies, people really like it. I get to like 20 round and like, this is boring, it's repetitive. Can I just die now? And that's
so
me saying.
You feel like they rushed it out? Is that
yeah,
what you're
like I kind of feel like they went, product we've got, it's not really finished, we'll put it out anyway. To try and time up with Warzone, because we're getting a massive.
Have you played any of the story?
No, I just downloaded, obviously because I said to you I'd download Bloodborne, because we're going to try it out. I downloaded the story mode for Cold War at the same time, and I've got it all sat there ready to try it out and see how it goes.
Well, hopefully you enjoy the story. I haven't heard anything.
I hear it's amazing.
Stuff.
Yeah,
that's good.
Spies. Only a certain amount of people may die in this.
Again, it's set like in a war with fuck all ham.
See graphically,
multiplayer.
graphically, it is amazing. Like,
So it runs
phenomenal.
well.
Runs well.
It looks well. It just doesn't play great.
Yeah, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Which is kind of, in a first-person shooting game, you need it to play
Yeah,
at the highest level.
Fuck, you need to aim, mate. You need to be able to aim. They've got this thing called field of view now, which, like, this is something console players have been hating. Like, you've noticed yourself when you used to play Warzone, you'd go around a corner and a guy sees you before you see them, and that's because PC has field of view.
Used to drive me insane.
Yeah, but PC had field of view, right? But we don't have it for our Warzone. But they put it in Cold War, and I don't notice the difference. Besides the fact, if I zoom it right out, I didn't really see more of the map. I really just feel like the game's faster.
You've not had field of view for ages, and it's the first time.
Maybe I'm not noticing it. I've had other
you've
people.
Always been terrible. I don't know.
Maybe. You know what I mean? 124 fucking wins, but I'm shit. You know what I mean?
How many games?
Like fucking thousands, mate. But you know what I mean? I've only really got serious lately.
The only question I have to ask you is like, do you think it'll be better on the 5?
Oh fuck aye. Oh fuck aye. I feel like it's one of those things where, like Warzone now, take that for they put out an upgrade to the graphics for like, they're like, oh, it's for both consoles, but it's really not, like, because you're running around and like that tree looks like a ham. Like,
so what you're saying is they've kind of cared more about the 5 than they have before.
Yeah, which makes me go, I don't want to buy. Like our conversation we had off of the mic, where we're talking about try to get a PlayStation 5, I'd be able to get a diamond out of a fucking rock.
If one of us had got a PlayStation 5, we would have mentioned it.
Oh fuck yeah. But like how we were talking about Cyberpunk, we were like, we'll probably end up getting it for the 4 before the 5. I don't want to. Because I don't want, if they've put graphics upgrades into it, it'll fuck up what I feel for Cyberpunk.
The only thing I think I'll get Cyberpunk is because I think it was built for the 4, because like they've been doing it for so long that it'll still look pretty decent on the 4. Where I think Cold War, like their development is like ridiculously insane. How they like start working on a game, like they'll probably be working on the next one now.
Yeah.
So I think that maybe they had a slight idea about next gen, where I think Cyberpunk's been in development for so long that when they found out about the 5, it kind of made things worse. That's why it's been delayed 1,000 times.
Yeah, probably.
So I think that I will still give it that. Plus, like I said before, about like why punish yourself? We've been waiting so long for this. Just like, even if it doesn't look the best it'll ever look, at least you get to fucking play it.
I like the fact that they brought out like snippets. Again, since everyone was like, oh, it's been delayed, but they brought out stuff like, no, it's still December 10th. It's not going anywhere. Like, it's still happening. You know what I mean?
I'm definitely looking forward to it. Like, I think that's it. I think
that's it. I've got nothing else.
I've already said my next week. So.
Yeah, and we'll get it done before the Christmas madness starts, and that fun time happens. But as always, I've been Callum.
I've been Fraser.
Catch you next week.